This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
Over 2,000 Toyotas are in stock and on their way to Toyota of Hollywood. Get our lowest price on every Toyota, including Corolla, Camry, Highlander, Tacoma, and RAV4. Like a 2024 Corolla LE, $19,975. Need credit? If you earn at least $500 a week, we want to say you're approved at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street. Open till midnight.
After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Furones, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
There's just one place to get our biggest discount on a 2024 Acura. Take up to $10,000 off. $10,000 off at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 Acura dealer in the USA.
The viewpoints, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right. Welcome aboard. Yes, sir. Ready to rock and roll here on the show. You ready, Sean? Are you ready? Yes, we are ready. And now we're posted on Twitter. Multitasking on the program. It is Friday. Inter Miami with a beautiful, dramatic, filled performance. I was going back and forth with Michelle Kaufman last night, and I was like, have you ever covered a more dramatic first half in local pro soccer history? I mean, how much shit went on in that first half, dude? That was that. I mean, if you and it showed how much better Miami was than Toronto yesterday. That they could screw up over and over again. And yeah, we're down 1 man, and we're still better than you, Ming. Okay, all right, we down 10 men, and we're better than you, Ming. And it was beautiful. It was just it was an awesome performance last night for those of us, of course, that love our local football team. Because it's not just one football team. We gotta like our football team too. There we go. We need that. Yeah, that glare. By the way, I am looking at the ZDX glare. You can get electrified here at Acura Pembroke Pines. Listen to this. They've got 0.9% financing for 70 up to 72 months. So that's pretty cool. 0.9% financing up to 72 months on the ZDX. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Over 320 miles to the charge, I think. It is awesome. You got to come see these ZDXs. They are just absolutely crazy. Anyway, so we are out here at Acura Pembroke Pines. We'll talk about Inter's win. They bring my Mucinex. So I'm ready. What's it called? We'll talk. We're going to preview, of course, the Dolphins and the Falcons. Got some stuff to talk about there. Olympics, preseason football last night. I'll be honest, with Inter last night, that was my priority, dude. I didn't really give a shit too much about the Pats and the Panthers and the Giants and the Lions and so I watched some of the the highlights and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think that's going to be driving our conversations anyway. Here on the show, Bitcoin, of course, bounced back super strong yesterday. It had like a 12% performance yesterday. Got to 62,000. We're right at 60,626 right now. So about 1,500 off from yesterday. We'll see if today is the pump. I can't wait because we're on the brink. For those of you that hung in there, we're on the brink of a parabolic, like the real pumping, like those of us that are studs that hung in there at 16 and at 25 and at 30 and at 32 and at 35. And when it dropped now to 49, we didn't flinch. You know what we did? We bought more. If you bought 49 and 50 and 51 and went up to 62, you just gained 10%, 12% like that. I mean, that's called investing. That's what that's called. That's, you don't panic. And that was a washout. Most of the people that sold and panicked held Bitcoin for less than 155 days. It's all there. It's all, we can track it all. It's an open source. That's why criminals aren't going to be doing a lot of, activity on Bitcoin, because you can follow it all. So it's one of those deals where now the institutional money's coming in, and the FOMO really hasn't started yet. And Tether just printed since it dropped to 49,000 to now. Just came out this morning. Tether printed $1.3 billion. That means bulls have their Tether and they're ready. They have their stable coin and they're ready to jump into the market. Okay. MetaPlanet has raising $1 billion to buy Bitcoin. They've already bought several hundred million. Now they're going through the MicroStrategy thing. When they raise that capital, now they're going to go buy $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. This is coming, and when it starts, there's going to be these pumps, and it's going to freak people out. Okay, but for those of you that hung in there and you stayed strong, there's really, the way you make money in Bitcoin is you buy and you hodl. Hodl is hold. Stay strong. Do not sell no matter what you see, no matter the fluctuations. But what you do is on those dips, you buy all those dips every time. because perpetually it's only going to go in one direction. And if you hold it over a 4-year period, you're always in the green. And if you hold it in the 8-year period, you're in the super green. And if you hold it in the 12-year period, you're in the just, out of the universe green. So you just got to keep holding and you'll see the growth from it. But if you stay on the micro and you panic on the dips and you think you got to zoom out and then you'll see the big picture. So the new highs are coming. It's going to happen. And the money printer is starting with the government. They're lowering the rates guaranteed in September, and it's going to be at least a half a point now. Some are talking even 3/4 of a point. It might be a little extreme, needed, but it might be a little extreme. But I can see them at least doing a half, and then the next cut, maybe a 3/4. At that point, they'll get aggressive now, and they're gonna print like they normally do, and the pumping is going to start, and this is going to be just crazy. So congratulations to those of you that hung in there because it is paying off. Congratulations to those of you that bought the dips because you're so in the green. If you kept buying dips from the bottom and you're all the way up here now with the rest of us, you are doing a fantastic job. So stay at it, stay strong, and you will win in the end. I guarantee you that. I'm not a financial advisor, but it is proven over time with Bitcoin that if you hold it, you're going to be incredibly in the green. All right. What do we got here? Steven Gonzalez finally owed tonight. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. It's got tears. You got tears in your eyes. Ray Sosa, what a great game by Jordy. Yes, Matias Rojas played amazing. Yes, just great, man. Fantastic. The team has been awesome, and they made some boneheaded mistakes yesterday. It was like, really, you guys did this penalty again in the box? Like you guys want to give this game away? It was only a game because Inter made it a game. But there was no question who was the better team. And they don't even need Messi against Toronto. That Toronto could not hang with Inter Miami yesterday at all. And then when they were scoring on them with 10 guys, that's just insult to injury there. It's just I don't think South Florida does not truly appreciate Inter Miami. They only appreciate Messi. That's it. But because most of you don't know soccer or care about it. One of those. You know what I'm saying? But wow, the story from this team this year, this is a great story for Inter Miami, dude. Christian is in. Steve Chapman is in. One-Eyed Jack. Ocala Joe says, although these games don't count, I hope this is the beginning of a great season for us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You get to see some of the foundational players today. You'll get to see some, and I'm not talking about the stars because obviously they won't play like Tyreek or something like that. But Chop Robinson's going to be a foundational player. He's going to play tonight, right? Patrick Paul is going to be a foundational player down the line. He's going to get an opportunity to play tonight. So you're going to have some guys that you want to see. Hey, Mo Kamara, what do you got? Let's see what you got. Kader Kohu, So there's guys that you definitely want to see tonight. We'll get into that. Skylar Tipton, Frankie Fresco, Sam the Man, Gus 1388, Dude 67, Axel, Les Jams. Let's see, Adam Outdoor Bushcraft. He's listening in Southwest Michigan. You hanging out with some militia or something out there? I'm joking. Relax. Phil Montgomery. Big O looking for someone to make a big case for the 53 today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oscar Rojas. He says he's in Melbourne, the hometown of Golden Girls surfer Carolina Marks. Cosa Nostra, Papa, One-Eyed Jack. Let's see, Vivinetti. Dude 67, Chris Duquette. Thank you all out there. Friday night SmackDown for DL. He's looking forward to it. Luis Dominguez. Jay Gelfin, Olympic athletes in competition. He says still amazed. Inter Miami pulled out a tough win. Well, they pulled out a frustrating win because it really wasn't a tough opponent. They were tough on themselves. It's more like anything else. They made it tough on themselves overall because it was like Toronto didn't belong anywhere on the pitch with them. Kyle Cockrell, Eric Simon, Holden Strong. Oh, got to take advantage during the dip. Of course, dude. Those of us that, if you bought it at 49, 50, 51, and you're seeing it back at 60, you're like, I'm the shit, bro. I'm the shit. You know, that's what you got to say. I mean, you just don't make 10, 12% profit instantly. We instantly made it. It dropped within just a couple days, and it came back just within a couple days. So that's like that is such badass investing. And it's not because I've done it, okay? I've been doing this since 16,000. So this isn't that impressive for me, at least. But any of you that did that period overall, you didn't panic and you bought Bitcoin at 49, 50, 51, and now you see it back at 60. You're a freaking stud. You're a real investor. Okay? There are people that put money into it. They're not investors. They're trying to take advantage. They're like gamblers because they don't really know anything about Bitcoin. They don't really follow it. They don't really understand it. They don't know about the ins and outs, everything else. Like some of the stuff I gave you now that's happening, you know, with the industry. They don't know anything like that. They just got the money and they hear somebody else that bought it or a friend or whatever, and they just following, and they don't really know. The person that said, oh, no, I know where this is going, bro. This is FUD. This is bullshit. This is free profit right here for me. That's what you're supposed to say. You got the balls. You have the commitment. You have the education. You are way ahead of most of the world because most of the world is uneducated and knows nothing about what's going on with Bitcoin or what's going on with the U.S. dollar. They have no idea what's going on. They're just working, paying bills, and living a normal life, and they don't really take advantage or care to know about that boring stuff that could make them a lot of money or lose a lot of money, by the way. I might as well say it because if once you're tied to the dollar, you're losing money. So, you know, I am so proud of all of you. And if any of you have developed that mindset because of this show, okay, and we're not financial advisors, but if you've been doing it with me from the get-go, or at any point you got on at 16 or at 20 or at 30 or at 40 or at 50, you're in the green. So God bless you, because when it went to 50, it went down to 38 at one time. And if you bought it at 38 and it went pop back to 50, you were like, that just happened a few months back. That's this one right here. And eventually when we go to 90 or 100, there'll be a dip into 80, 78. And the person that has the balls and says, yeah, I'm buying it at 78 and 80 because it was at 90, 95. It's going to go to past 100. So give me that 20%. It's going to happen because you always shake out the weak hands. That's what happens. That's how this game is played. You buy and you hodl and you stay strong. And then you will have some, consolidation periods. And right now we are in a 5-month consolidation period since we hit the all-time high. We have been in this window for a while, and it's giving you time to consolidate and build your Bitcoin library, your stats, I'm sorry. Build up them sats and hopefully get, like I say, like the target should be between 0.20 to 0.25 of a Bitcoin. If you can get to 25% of a Bitcoin, that is going to be incredible success for any human being or family on the planet. Not a financial advisor, but what can I tell you? I've been telling you this since it was at 16. What else do we have here? Once Bitcoin hits 90 plus, people will start rotating profits into altcoins, and then we will have our alt season all in due time. That's right. You get it, Kyle. There's a pecking order, and it starts with the top dog. And until the top dog starts completely moving, the market doesn't follow. You will have outliers. Injective protocol will explode and do things that, and outplay Bitcoin for a while and stuff like that. Meme coins will have some runs, during this last year and a half, 2 years. You're going to have some things happen that are outliers, throughout. Right? You had a chance to get into Solana when it was at $10, and then it shot up all the way to 200. Now it's gone back down, but again, you have outliers that will perform and do things, in the process that others aren't doing, because most altcoins will either lose badly, flounder around, gain some, but they won't all truly explode until El Papa takes off. The man, the myth, the legend. Let's go. One-Eyed Jack is in the house. Eric Simon is holding strong. Let's see. Fernando Perez. Alfredo, how are you doing, sir? Soon a bunch of people that hated the chop pick will say they had him as their number one edge rusher going into the draft. Yeah, you know how it is, Alf. The good thing is, nobody follows what they say. That's what I always say, Alf. They nobody's tracking it, and nobody knows if they got something right or wrong or none of that. So they can change their minds, and nobody will know. It's a beautiful thing. The rest of us that are actually in the fire, we're here every day. We got to answer the bell, right or wrong. Denardo Joseph is in. Chris Duquette is in. I can't find the games. I feel like they're on League Pass, and I don't have that. What's he talking about? Preseason games? They're on local channels usually, but I don't know where he lives. Yeah, he might be. I didn't hear you there. Did you have your mic?
I think I put it in there. There we go. Okay, 2's working now. Okay,
there you go. There you go. You plugged the wrong hole. That's what she said. Anyway, Oscar Rojas is in. He says, how about a victory cigar for Inter Miami? Yes. And you're Oscar Rojas, and Rojas had 2 goals last night. Let's do it. Give them the victory cigar. It was beautiful yesterday. That was awesome. Jafrard, I think I got an email from you. By the way, I get all the rest of the colored shirts today. So this weekend we are sending everything out and bonuses for all of you that have been waiting patiently for merch. So appreciate it. You will get them soon. You will get them this weekend, Jafrard. I promise you, my brother, that we're sending them out this weekend. So thank God. Trust me, it's been frustrating for me. Ryan C. Fins fan is in the house. He's checking in Atlanta. There we go. Thank you for smashing it and the like button too. Weapon X United is loving that crypto. Lofi is in the house. Let's see what else. Context, the dollar is the highest it's been in 15 years. You got to love the people that chime in that know absolutely nothing about what's going on in life. Anyway, Alexis Palenzuela is in. I got in on 38K. I'm happy. There you go. Horn Dog, there you go. He's in. That Thanksgiving Thursday game between the Dolphins and the Packers, it will be officially called the Show Me the Money game. By the way, our sponsors have showed us the money once again. We are going to the Rams game in Los Angeles. We're going to start setting it up this weekend. So Sean and I are going to Los Angeles. What date is that? I got it. I haven't even checked the concert schedule there because Los Angeles always has good concerts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I can never get enough. When you go on the road, it can't only be about sports. You got to be able to, give me the Monday, November 11th. So we travel 2 weeks in a row because it's the third we travel, second and the third or something like that. 3 weeks in a row now. Oh, poor us. Oh, we're so lucky. No, you lied? What is it, 3 out of 4 weeks? So, okay, so when are we in Los Angeles? What is it? November? Okay. No, I'm just I just pulled up concert listings in Los Angeles. Just to be a complete pig here. And let's see. All right, let me reject these cookies. I mean, unless you're giving me oatmeal, bitch. I don't want your cookies, mofo. What's wrong with you? Idiots. Oh, man, they got to make me do this thing. Now I got to, hit the numbers and go, okay, so I got to go all the way. I got to, it takes me a little bit here because you got to scroll down and then hit a few numbers down so you can move down a couple of weeks. And then until I get to freaking November. So I got to find out what kind of concerts we got going on in Los Angeles. I got to NorCal. We got to reach out to SoCal and find out where the SoCal club is because maybe we can do the show at a Dolphins bar in Southern California, which there's got to be a Dolphins bar in Southern California. And we got to go to that, obviously. I mean, it's automatic, right? We got to do that shit. Let me see here. So you said November something, right? November 8th? Let's see. I think I'm close now. Okay. So November 7th. I'm already pulling that up. November 8th on a Friday. Mariah Carey is at the Hollywood Bowl. No dice. Azalea Banks and Louis VIII at the Peacock. The at the Shrine Auditorium. Holy shit. Holy shit. I got to fly out Thursday. I'm seeing the. Are you kidding me? I am not missing Matt Johnson. There is no way I'm missing the. They're at the Shrine Auditorium on Friday. Oh, I win, and I win big. I win bigger than big. Shakira is at the Kia Forum on Saturday. Jesus and Mary Jane on Saturday. Check this out at the YouTube Theater. Check this out. The Jesus and Mary Jane and Frankie Rose and the Psychedelic Furs on Saturday. at the YouTube Theater in Inglewood. That's an option for Saturday. For sure, the on Friday. So anybody that lives in Southern California, you're a the fan, you're going to see me there on Friday. And then Sunday, obviously, is the game. So, by the way, Adrian Ballou and Stevie Vai are at the beat. What else do we have here? Just for the hell of it, wait a minute. Sunday is open. You said it's a Monday game. Oh, dude, hold on a second. Do I have anything on Sunday? This is crazy. Styx is on Sunday at the Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. I don't know if I'll go to Styx on Sunday. No, that's it. I don't see anything on Sunday that I'm really going to go to. Oh, no, Styx is Monday. There's nothing Sunday. Wow, Los Angeles, nothing on Sunday? All right. We got some other stuff. Okay. I get to see Paul Weller in Seattle and the in Los Angeles. Wow.
I'm so excited.
I'm telling you, if you go, do me a favor, go look up right now tour dates, and tell me, watch. This is why I'm telling you, I know it's special. How many dates is he doing? How much is Matt Johnson doing in the United States? And I'm going to guess New York, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles. I'm going to go 5, the most. No Miami, no Atlanta, no Charlotte, no Dallas, no, just like the ones that I mentioned. I bet if Matt Johnson's doing more than those 5. Okay? But that would be phenomenal. You need a mic.
All right. He's doing October 11th, Atlanta.
Ooh, I'm wrong there.
Saturday the 12th, he's in Durham, North Carolina. Well, the's in Durham.
Right, yeah.
He's with that'd be him.
That's his band.
Okay, I just want to make sure that he's with every performance. So
I just say Matt Johnson because he is
okay.
you know.
All right, the 14th they're in Washington D.C.
Oh, so they're doing more than I thought.
The 15th they're in Philadelphia. The 17th they're at the Beacon Theater in New York. Saturday they're in the Orpheum Theater in Boston. Then they go to Canada.
Okay.
Then they come back.
And we just get screwed in South Florida.
They're in Michigan. The Chicago, Illinois is sold out. Then they're at St. Paul, Denver, Salt Lake City, Seattle, Portland.
Wow. So
then Oakland and Los Angeles on the 8th.
That's the last tour? That's the last date?
That looks like that's the last one. Then they go back to Australia.
I gotta buy that ticket tonight.
Yeah.
When
they're
I'm sitting
in
down.
Oakland on the 7th. I don't know how far that is. And Friday they are in LA.
Wow.
At the Shrine. They're at the Fox Theater in Oakland on the 7th.
Damn. All right, so we're hitting Southern California. Hook some brothers up if we got the Southern Cal folks tuning in ever. Help us out. So help make the trip a little smoother as we cover the Dolphins on the road. I get to see the. That is awesome, dude. That is freaking awesome. Man, can't beat that. All right. Nick says, good morning from rainy, crappy Buffalo. Looking forward to coming down to Miami for week 1. Good for you. Good for you. Remember, week 1 and 2, we are at Walk-Ons in Kendall doing the pre- and post-game show. We're at Walk-Ons for 6 games now this year at Walk-Ons. And we're now 4 games on the road. We'll be at Buffalo, at Indy, at Seattle, at Los Angeles. It's pretty good. So we're going to have some fun. Looking forward to it, man. And Ray Martinez, thank you, sir. You and your company for stepping up in a big-time way. And so I'm looking forward to telling the folks more about your incredible company also. So thank you, and thanks to the amazing people. Okay. Context goes, inflation is 3.3, pretty standard. Context, you know nothing about what's going on in life. That number's been manipulated. Okay. Context, what you bought for $1 in 1911 now costs you over $7.20. You understand that? That means your dollar has shrunk. Don't believe the fudge numbers that they're giving you. We're not at 3% inflation. We're over 6%. Are you watching everything? What are you, a program little Democrat or something? What's going on? We don't play the Democrat-Republican game here, bro. All I do is expose both. That's all I do. All I do is tell you why each side is a complete mess. Okay? So this is the wrong show if you think you're going to stand up and brag about Democrats or Republicans, because I'll find 8,000 holes why. Don't be impressed. So I got you. Your program, kid. You need to learn a lot about what's really going on with our economy, but that's all right. Most people don't really know what's going on with our economy. And you're a terrific example of it, young man. All right, let's go. Is he ready? David Furones, our Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report.
All rise, football fans, as the Welt and Rayom Miami Dolphins report with David Furones is in session.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They are committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. Here's Miami Dolphins insider David Furones.
Telling you, this political season, this whole political, I'm the guy that has the most fun. I'm the guy that has the most fun because being in the middle, I get to rip everybody. It's a beautiful thing. David, how you doing, my brother? You doing good?
Doing well. Getting ready for a preseason opener to get going tonight. So we finally get to see them at Hard Rock Stadium, see the rookies for the first time, see the backup quarterback battle come together, the O-line, see if they've picked up on anything. So a lot to watch.
So if I went like this to get your pulse, you really have a pulse on that competition for backup quarterback?
It kind of feels like
are we trying to talk up something that really?
Yeah.
You know, come on.
I mean, that's what we're gonna see.
As I tell everybody, it's Tua or bust, my brother.
Oh yeah.
The whoever wins or whatever is back there, that's not saving your season, dude. It's just not saving your season. You know, I mean, come on, man, let's go. You know, but it is kind of an uninspiring competition. I got to be honest.
Sure, absolutely. But it's one of the things that's going to be settled. And actually, one of the things that I went into training camp thinking, and maybe a lot of people also did, is, I already thought Mike White won it last year. So I just assumed, okay, Mike White number 2 and Skylar Thompson number 3 again. But no, it's become a legitimate competition. And Mike White has not separated himself. And really, I mean, neither has Skylar Thompson. It's exactly how you say. It's been uninspiring. Both have left a lot to be desired. Maybe they flash a little bit here and there. But it's kind of tight just by default, just because neither one of them has really distinguished himself, and maybe some of that does start to come together in these preseason games once you see them in games, which is why I still give an edge to Mike White a little bit because I feel like I remember last year he was also uninspiring in training camp practices, and then I think he's more of a gamer, I would say. So I think that's where you'll see him start to come back up. But even then, I mean, I wouldn't consider him a top half backup quarterback, if you will. So even then, I mean, yeah, you're right, into a or bust where it's going to be a dire situation if Tua does miss any considerable amount of time, but it would be key if one of these guys could step up. If there's a one off game, 2 games where Tua has to miss for some minor thing, then that would be huge if one of them could emerge.
I'll give you the drama. You want to I'll give you the drama in the race for the 2 quarterbacks. Here's the drama, and the drama is all on Skylar Thompson. Everything is on Skylar Thompson, and I'll tell you why. This is Skylar Thompson's 3rd year in the system. They've given you 3 years to develop into the backup quarterback. You're going into your final year next year of your deal, okay? So why should we keep you around next offseason when you can't beat a mediocre backup in Mike White, who has been in the league for 6 or 7 years now, I believe, and he is now finishing up, I believe, the back end of his 2-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. So you're going to make a big decision this offseason. You're going to have to draft another quarterback, another project that you're going to try to develop, named Skylar Thompson B now. Just like Cam Smith is Igbenogamy B, well, now you will go to Project B now of the next young quarterback, because Skylar Thompson, we've reached our time with you. We've given you 3 years to develop. There's no reason to really keep you around a 4th. Let's go get a new guy. So if Skylar Thompson doesn't overtake Mike White this year, Skylar Thompson will be a free agent at the end of the 2024 season.
Yeah, I think there's a certain ceiling that you're seeing develop.
Yeah.
Right, because then there's just not much more that you're going to get out of a guy, especially who was already an older rookie when he came in. I mean, he was more seasoned, if I recall. Like, he's actually older than Tua Tagovailoa.
Yes.
Yeah, I just had to check the roster real quick. He was born in 97. Tua was born in 98. So there you go. Despite being drafted 2 years later. But there's an evident ceiling that's there with Skylar Thompson's development if he doesn't surpass even a Mike White right now, and obviously the same could be said for Mike White.
But you drafted him to become your backup. That's why you were developing him.
Right.
You didn't draft him to be a 3rd, because the 3rd is practically useless in the NFL. So if you're going to be a 3rd, then you've got to have a lot of upside, and that's not really who you are right now. You were drafted to at least high end become a backup quarterback. And if you can't be Mike White, well, you can find Mike Whites in every offseason. You can sign a Mike White. That's not a big deal. Let's go draft another one. And next year you have your allotment of picks. So you're going to have a 4th, a 5th, a 6th, a 7th, or multiple ones in those areas. That's where you're going to pick another one of those kind of quarterbacks.
Yeah, because every draft, how many quarterbacks go? It's like maybe like 10 or 12 in total. A lot of all the top guys, it's those first. And then after that, it's guys who are going to be backups. Maybe some can emerge. Not everyone's going to turn into a Tom Brady. But, and Mike White was in a similar boat when he got drafted several years before that. And then now has moved around. And then now Skylar Thompson in this scenario would be another Mike White moving around and giving a team a potential backup.
Yeah, you can find a Dak Prescott, a Tony Romo, a Mark Brunell was a 5th-round pick. There are guys that are in the league that are found after the 1st round, and so sometimes you're lucky enough. So you take those stabs, and I think that's what will happen next year if Skylar Thompson fails to be the number 2 guy this year. That's all. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. And then it'll be another late round pick, and then maybe also if also parting ways with Mike White, then another free agent veteran that you'd find that's just a mid-level backup salary type of quarterback. Because now obviously you're past early on, everyone wanted to, or not everyone, but I mean, some people wanted to bring competition for Tua and this and that. And now you're way beyond that. That's not even those people aren't even discussing that. Where now it's okay. You just get like a mid-level backup. You don't have to spend a bunch on your backup if Tua stays healthy another season. But if you do have another injury season, then you may want a reliable backup quarterback in that role. But one veteran, one other late round draft pick that then you have compete And Skylar Thompson, in his regard, he's a quarterback that has playoff experience, so he'll take that into his free agency for whatever that's worth for him.
Yep, I'm with you there. All right, so let's get to talking a little bit about the youngins today. I definitely am looking forward to seeing Chop and Mo Kamara, guys like that, and obviously Quentin Bell. Some of these cats that need the playing time and need to go out there and show. I'm looking forward to seeing what some of these young guys got.
Yeah, I mean, it starts at the top with Chop Robinson. I think you've seen a lot of his flashes and some consistency too from him in training camp. And now let's just see him put it together, put it in a game-like setting against another team. So that'll be big for him, especially it's going to be more of an elevated role for him and all the pass rushers and Quentin Bell and Emmanuel Ogba. As we know, Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb are still on PUP, and Chubb probably has a longer road back at this point. So that's definitely a position to watch. So it starts there. I want to see some of the playmakers like Jalen Wright get in there at running back, like Malik Washington get in there at wide receiver. Malik Washington, who will have a big opportunity because I don't expect to see Tyreek Hill. Jalen Waddle has missed the last few training camp practices, including the 2 joint sessions with the Falcons. Odell Beckham's on PUP. Eric Ezukanma hasn't been around for now a couple of weeks. Braxton Berrios missed the last couple of practices. I mean, you start getting down to like River Craycraft is your top receiver, and Malik Washington as a rookie 6th-round pick is right there. So it's going to be a big opportunity for him. I wrote about River and Malik just the other day at the last joint session. So that's going to be something to watch. Who emerges there, who's stepping up, and even beyond them, if one of these other receivers who probably won't be making the roster, but just gives you some kind of glimpse, something to see. So I'm looking for them. And also, of course, you mentioned young guys and Patrick Paul with among a number of things to watch on the offensive line. Patrick Paul, see what you got in him as he's a little bit raw to start off, but he has the physical tools. I just want to see him in a game-like setting for the first time.
Hey, dude, Keon needs to, you got to see Keon too, because Keon's ahead of Patrick Paul. So you're actually, you need to see Keon. You're going to count. I don't need to see Kendall Lamb, and I don't need to see Teron Armstead. Right. But I need to see Keon and Patrick Paul. I need to feel, because you think about it, 2025 is about Keon and Patrick Paul.
25, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure they'll draft somebody else.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know that would only make sense in the first or second rounds. They go
sign a free agent.
And a veteran too at the same time, because you got to have 4, because you're going to lose Kendall Lamb and Teron Armstead next year.
Well, so, you already have Austin Jackson as one tackle, and
that's true. You have Austin. Okay, so you're right. You have Austin on the right side. So then you'll have Keon either elevating and challenging, or Paul taking over, or whatever it is, one of those two. But I think that it's important to see the development of Keon, because just in case for Patrick Paul, if it takes him a little while to figure it out, you have a luxury of having another young guy that you've been able to develop. So I think Keon's very, very important to tonight's game and throughout the preseason period.
Yeah, that's true. And if you need another backup tackle, because Teron Armstead is going to miss time, and Kendall Lamb could just as easily get hurt when he's the first tackle up. And God forbid if Austin Jackson, if something happens to him as well. He had a good year last year, very reliable, durable last year, but missed so much time the year before. So you never know with these things. So very important. And then if Keon Smith, because you hope Patrick Paul can just take the reins going into year 2 and really solidify himself as that guy. That's why you drafted him in the 2nd round. But Keon Smith will be vital to also pushing Paul while presenting another option if Paul indeed does need more time. As we do know, he's still a little raw and needs to get some of his technique down and become more sound in certain fine areas of offensive line play to go with those physical tools that we already know he has.
Yeah, I'm with you. Eichenberg, too, is another guy you want to see today. I know he's a veteran, but he needs as much playing time as possible. But here's the question I have for you. What happens at center? Because Aaron Brewer is banged up, Do you play him at all today? I don't think they will, actually. So do they play the backup center as the starter tonight? Or do they use Eichenberg as the starter tonight? Or do they leave Eichenberg at right guard and say, okay, we plan on you starting at right guard. Let's let you relax there.
Yeah, that's such a dilemma, because if Aaron Brewer isn't going to be out too long with whatever this is, we think it might be a hand, because that's what he had checked out at that last practice, then you probably want to slide in Liam Eichenberg to center if he's going to be out a long time. But if Aaron Brewer is going to be back, then you want Liam Eichenberg getting all the reps he can at right guard, where you feel he's probably your starter. And Liam Eichenberg will most likely be your backup center, because that's the guy who did it last year for 8 games when Connor Williams missed time. And there would be some shuffling involved on the offensive line whenever Brewer has to go out, if you do want Eichenberg indeed to be that right guard. So it's going to be a dilemma. I would think that they would start with Eichenberg at center if Brewer isn't going, which I wouldn't have expected him to go regardless, because I think if we go based off of Mike McDaniel's precedents, he does not play the starters in that preseason opener. So, and he did make a strong hint at it last press conference that if you go off of that you won't be surprised. So he sort of hinted that would be the case again with Tua, and then probably a lot of the other starters. So especially with Brewer just having some fresh injury to deal with, I really would not expect him to play in this exhibition. So it could very well be Liam Eichenberg, and then if not, I mean, you're looking at like an Andrew Meyer. The team already got rid of Ireland Brown. They've tried Jack Driscoll at center. Who else was there was someone else that Sean Harlow that they brought in early in camp. So you're looking at a lot of iffy guys that you just brought in. Impressive that Andrew Myers put himself in that spot so early, but I mean, it's also a testament to that you don't have another center.
Yeah, I'm with you there. We're just kind of freaking out because Sean and I were sitting here and it was hot like it normally is on a day like today, and then all of a sudden it started getting cool, and now we've got like this rain shower that's going by, and the rain is sideways, and the wind is probably howling somewhere around 20, 25 miles an hour right now. Yeah.
Where are you?
We're at Acura Pembroke Pines.
Pembroke Pines, yeah.
Yeah, man. And it's like all of a sudden I didn't feel that hot anymore, and I'm going, oh, look, no wonder it starts raining like crazy, dude. Wow, that's some wicked rain, man. Wicked. All right. It's the other thing that's kind of interesting. You're not going to see Jonnu Smith tonight, and I don't really care much about seeing Jonnu Smith right now. He's proven, but I'm really excited about Julian Hill. He looks. Last year, it looked like he was thinking so much that it got in his way of catching and doing the things that he's supposed to do. Now he's doing all the things he's supposed to do, catch and block and all that, because he looks like he's super comfortable now. He knows where he's supposed to line up. He knows how he's supposed to run the route, all that stuff. So I'm super excited about Julian Hill, because I actually think Durham Smythe has looked like the number 3 tight end in this training camp, to be quite honest. Because if you're going to use Jonnu the way you're going to use him all over the place, and Julian's looking much more versatile than Smythe, then Smythe becomes more what you want, the blocking guy, the extra tight end backup guy, that kind of stuff. So I'm actually excited about seeing Julian Hill, and then seeing what Fortson, and then of course the frat boy Tanner Connor, who's been running around the frat house for 3 years.
The frat boy. But the Durham Smythe slander on the man's birthday. Did you know it's his birthday today?
Happy birthday, Durham Smythe. You're making a lot of money for being a number 3 tight end.
Wow. Hey, well, let me tell you, Smythe's spot is solidified. I wouldn't put him as the number 3 tight end. I think Mike McDaniel values him a lot. I think tight ends coach John Embry values him a lot for his blocking prowess.
I know the blocking. I know.
Huh?
I know the blocking. I know.
Yeah. So I mean, he's got his spot solidified based on what he does there, which is such a prerequisite at the tight end position for McDaniel's system and what Embry wants to do with his unit. So, I mean, I will agree that Julian Hill has been impressive. That's a kid that I really like in all facets. I want to see him show that pass catching ability more this year in games, because we saw it even last year in training camp, and I don't think it really translated to games yet, probably because of what you were saying. Maybe some of the rookie stuff, bigger of a stage than what's his college was Campbell. He played at Campbell, so I mean it's a big jump to go from that to the NFL as an undrafted rookie. So I think he'll really be settling in now and really show why the coaching staff loves him so much too.
By the way, not only am I looking forward to him catching, but I want to see him blocking a couple times tonight.
Yeah. Oh, he's physical. Yeah.
Yeah, he's physical, dude. It's just like you guys need. And let me tell you something. I know the frat boy hasn't done anything. The frat boy will scrap, dude. Okay, so he might be a little skinnier than Julian. He's not as built, but he has cojones. Okay, now the frat boy has really just not done anything with the opportunities, unfortunately. But Julian Hill, man, that is one that I'm looking forward to. And how about Jalen Wright? I don't care about Mostert. I don't care about a Chan. I don't need to see those guys. Those guys need a cruise. I don't. They haul ass, bro. I don't need to see you guys until the dress rehearsal for a couple of plays and then welcome back. But I do want to see Jalen Wright. And we saw some Jalen Wright up the middle and everything with the Dolphin offense. So they're planning to kind of change things up, throw to the tight end, use the tight end in different ways, throw to the running backs, and running backs up the middle.
Yeah, and to put a bow on the tight end conversation, Tanner Conner, I'm going to predict he catches a touchdown in this preseason. He's going to make a touchdown catch in one of these 3 games. I think he's going to get the opportunities, and he's going to come up with a touchdown in one of these. Okay. So Jalen Wright, yeah, that's the guy to watch, along with Chris Brooks. We'll see some of him a lot again, like last preseason, where he really took over in those exhibition games. So yeah, you're right. Raheem Mostert.
We're calling him BB right now during the training camp.
I think I may have heard that from you.
Butterhand Brooks.
Oh my God. Jesus. Oh. Yeah, he's been dropping the passes that come his way. So you're not going to get him involved in the pass game too much based on that.
Just saying, Chris, come on, buddy. Let's go, man. You got to hang on to the ball, dude. That's just not good. I like Chris Brooks. He had a really good preseason last year, and then they kind of really didn't use him. But no, you're right. It is an important because Jeff Wilson has actually looked good. And so you better not screw around, because Jeff Wilson's the guy that knows the system, lost some weight, so he can have a little extra. Tua's not the only one that was looking for a little edge, a little quickness. Jeff Wilson said, yeah, I got to do something here. And so he does it too. So there's some pressure on Chris Brooks right now.
Yeah. And I wonder how much we'll see Jeff Wilson, because he's a veteran guy, but obviously one that needs to earn his spot. So I think we might see some of him too. But yeah, I mean, Wright is what's new here. So yeah, we're obviously everyone's excited to see him for the first time. And for as much of a speedster as he is, he does clock in at 210 pounds, which is heavier than Jeff Wilson's 205. And I'm not sure if that number is still from before or after he slimmed down. But I mean, after Chris Brooks, Jalen Wright is actually the next heaviest back as far as the tailbacks. So obviously, Alec Ingold would have them covered.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. All right, Benito Jones. We talked about Chop and Kamara. I think this is a big game for Benito Jones. Storm Duck, Jason Maitre. I think this is good for fans to see Jason Maitre, because here Cam Smith is opening up an opportunity for many people right now.
True.
Because if his injuries linger, they could easily put him on the PUP and put him out for several weeks and say, they can slow walk this thing if they want to buy themselves a roster spot. So that there's some DBs also to watching this game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And those guys have had their moments. Storm Duck, you see most practices, he has a pass breakup. And then and Bonner too. Yeah, I mean, you have to mention him, who has presented some physicality too. He plays pretty physical. He can be a dog out there at cornerback. So, I mean, all these guys. And Cam Smith was just recently returning to some team portions of practice. So I don't know how much they'll get him into the game. And obviously still as a second-round pick going into second year, there's a balance that you want to protect them a little bit, but also you need to see them. So there is some kind of balance you have to strike there. So I'm not sure if we'll see him in the game setting. Maybe he's ready to just go based off of coming back for a couple practices and one where he got into team drills, maybe for some limited snaps. So we'll see there. But it's important to see him this preseason. So that time that he missed, a week plus that he missed, that's vital for Cam Smith. And you're right, those other guys, they're going to be licking their chops for those opportunities for that last one or two spots on the cornerback depth chart.
You got it. Hey, tell them what you got going on in the Sun Sentinel so folks can check you out.
Yeah, obviously preseason game coverage today. I just wrote about this week, advancing it, previewing it, and then also wrote about River Craycraft and Malik Washington with the wide receiver opportunities. What else did and I think I was already on earlier this week to mention all that stuff. But all the joint practice coverage from those two sessions against the Falcons, and now we shall see what develops tonight for all our coverage.
Yep. And by the way, Costa Nostra, just so you know, Mike White will start tonight. Not that they said it, but that's common sense, man. He should start. He's the veteran. So he was the backup. It's not like Skyler has, oh my God, he lit it up and all that. So it'll be Mike White that'll start. You agree with that, right? Because they're asking.
Well, I would think, yeah. I mean, maybe if Mike McDaniel wants to throw a wrench into things, start Skylar Thompson and then go Mike White. Maybe it's like a back and forth of who gets the reps with which units. So, but I mean, just that would be the favorite in the clubhouse. Those would be the greater odds.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right, follow him on Twitter at David Furones _ David, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
You got it. And, folks, I just saw a big-ass rainstorm just go by here within minutes, okay? And this is the life we live now. There's another system that's hanging out in the Caribbean that's going to visit us next week. That may not hit us. It looks like it's going to turn north. It might affect our friends in the Carolinas, actually, a little bit more, unfortunately. But this is why you need the number from Welton Rayom. Save it on your cell phone, please. 954-966-4646. Maybe you have a car accident. I hope not. But if that happens, a slip and fall, bankruptcy, criminal defense, commercial litigation, personal injury, call the people at Welton Rayom. But if you have homeowner property damage, condo damage, anything like that, a busted pipe from your neighbor in your townhouse or condo, but the water ended up affecting your home and your floors and your roof, you got to call Welton Rayom because they've got their own adjusters. The adjusters will go there, do their work, and then they attack the insurance company for you. And I'm talking about attack, okay? And that way you don't have to deal with it, because when you deal with the insurance company, what do you feel like? You're the one under attack. You need people to defend you. Welton Rayom, the best tackles in the business, baby. 954-966-4646. Save it on that cell phone. Hey, consultation's free. So if something happened to you a week ago, a month ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, statute of limitations may not have run out. Call them, 954-966-4646.
This has been another session of the Welton Rayom Miami Dolphins Report with David Furones. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Right. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O, I'm not a bragger. I don't like to boast, but I like hot butter on my breakfast toast. Rock it out, baby Bubba. I got Bitcoin in 2019, so imagine the price. I bought more than one, so there you go. Nice job by you. Nice job by you. Let's see. That'd be pretty disappointing if Skyler can't even beat out Mike White. Well, this will be his last chance, my brother. Last chance. Last chance. What else do we have? One guy says, by the way, the fact that you called me a Democrat just because I pointed out some data to refute your opinion on the dollar just goes to show who really is divisive one here. I'm just saying, if you're believing that you think the numbers are real, well, who's in charge, bro? So are you a sucker or what? So how's it going? What's the truth? So you believe the orange man got jobbed in 2020? So you're believing the fudge numbers that they're giving you now from the Democrats, and you're believing that the orange man was screwed in 2020? Like, do you believe everything they tell you? Do you know how many things they leave out in the GDP? You need to really look up on it, bro. You're not you answer things with very general crap, and you don't really know what's really behind it all. So that's why I'm saying, who are you programmed by? If you're defending the economic numbers, then you're programmed by the old geezer. What can I tell you, bro? And then if you tell me, oh, well, things were great in 2016 and 20, then I know you're programmed by the orange guy. Either way, I decipher all of your programming. You know what I mean? I'm the hacker. All right, let's go. Manny Navarro is ready to go with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Caneswear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro, exclusively on a Big O radio show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
All right, don't forget, folks, at Caneswear, use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off anything in the store. And if you don't live close by, you can order online over $99. You will get free shipping, and use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off of that. They've got all kinds of Inter Miami gear, messy jerseys and shirts and flags. They've got also Dolphins gear. They got a lot of classic Dolphin hats with the old logo. And, of course, they've got plenty with the whale logo on it, too. They've got Panthers gear, Stanley Cup stuff also, and they've got Marlins stuff, too. So go check it out, man. It's Miami Fanwear. They got it all for you there. Go say hi to Brett and all the fantastic people. Jeff, John, they know how to take care of you there at caneswear.com. All right, Manny. This is something that I heard, and I don't know. I guess it's because I don't have great expectations yet for them, because Mario has to kind of convince me on game day that he's the guy. And so somebody said that if Mario doesn't make the 12-team playoff, the season's a failure. Is that accurate?
Well, I would say this. The way I look at it from a national perspective, I think Miami, if Miami doesn't make it to the ACC championship game or doesn't make the playoff, they fail both of those regards, then the season's a failure. But I think there's a chance that they could make the
because they're not mutually exclusive, you think? Huh?
Right. I think Miami could make the ACC championship game and not make the playoff and get screwed. You know what I'm saying? versus the other way. They could also miss the ACC championship game because of a tiebreaker or whatever, because remember, it's 17 teams now. You don't just win the division. So they could lose one ACC game, but if Florida State and Louisville also only lose one ACC game, they might have the tiebreaker to get in ahead of Miami.
Right.
So it's just, and then they could still make the playoffs. So there's so many different variables. So to me, I think the blanket way to say it is, if they don't at least make the ACC championship game, then they better make the playoff, right? There better be an either or. One of the two has to be accomplished. And I think
in other words, they have to make some kind of a postseason.
Yeah, they have to advance to some level of the postseason. I think if they don't do that, then I think we're going to look at this season and say they underachieved.
I don't play I think this is a win, this is a loss, but I'm looking at them like, okay, well then are they an 8-win team? Or because their talent was better than what they won last year.
They should have been a 9-win team last year.
Right. And exactly, at least a 9-win team. And so, what are they supposed to be this year?
Yeah.
What do you say?
You
know more than I do.
Las Vegas says 9.5 is the over-under. So, I mean, if Las Vegas is saying 9.5 and the best teams in college football are 10.5, if Ohio State, Georgia, and Oregon are the 3 best teams in the country, which everybody seems to think those are the 3 best teams in the country, then and you're only 1 game behind that, what does that say? It's telling you should win at least 10 games, right? And if you win at least 10 games, then you are in the playoff discussion. Now, look, a lot of things can happen. This is the first time we've ever done the 12-team playoff. We know the reputation the ACC has. They had an undefeated champion last year get screwed and not make the playoff, right? Florida State deserved to get in there, and they got hosed. So do I believe that the ACC is going to get 2 teams in? They should. Is it going to happen? Maybe not, right?
If the ACC looks mediocre like last year, you're right. It affects everything.
It may just be the ACC champion. So that's why I say to you the scenario of, well, if they at least advance to the championship game, and even if they don't win, that's a step forward for the program, because they would have had to have won probably 9 or 10 games to get to the ACC championship at the very least. So to me, that's the most important thing for Mario. Get to the postseason, show real improvement, compete, contend for a playoff spot. And if you get hosed, what can you do, right? College football, it's got its own agenda. The SEC and Big Ten make all the money. You're playing at a deficit right now in that regard. So it's not an even playing field. But as long as you take care of your business in the league and you make the ACC championship game, then I think you're doing what you're supposed to do.
By you talking about this, you're making me think deeper and looking into a bigger overall picture. Oh my God, this is a daunting task for the conference, the ACC overall. They as a whole need to load up as much talent as possible. They as a group need to go out and have a lot of success and rattle a lot of trees and rattle the voters and say, hey, guys, yeah, those conferences might be making more money, but we got some teams here that can kick their asses. And if the ACC is not performing in the overall stage, you're also burying your own conference, and you're also really distancing yourself as number 3 from number 1 and number 2. So it's almost imperative that the ACC, it's not just UM and Florida State and Clemson, the obvious ones, but others that they need to lift all ships there. They need to make sure that they are as deep and as successful as possible if they ever want to get back some power.
You're absolutely right. And I think, unfortunately, we live in an era now where the TV is really the one that runs college football. Fox and ESPN paid a lot of money to broadcast these games, and they influence the people who make the decisions, who make the playoffs. So I would say you're playing at a huge disadvantage, which is why, people used to make fun of the SEC, right? You would hear SEC chants, right? You'd go to the basketball postseason, you start hearing SEC chants, and they're all sort of rooting for each other. It matters. It matters in the overall image of your league to have, you need Clemson to go and play Georgia tough, if not beat them, in the first game of the season for those two teams. Miami's playing Florida. That's a huge ACC, SEC reputation game. And, the SEC, look, they've been the best conference for a long time now. People talk about, it's the SEC and Big Ten. Big Ten finally won a national championship last year with Michigan. Like, they really have not been as competitive maybe as they want to be. They had Ohio State not too far before that. But, I mean, it's really just been Ohio State for a while as the only sort of team to carry the flag for the Big Ten. But there's a lot of bias against the ACC. Last year, the ACC beat the SEC in head-to-head matchups. They had a better record than the SEC in those head-to-head matchups. So winning those games is super important for your reputation, for the league's reputation. And that's why, like, you can't just think of this as Miami against the world. No, you need your league to play well. So you hit it on the head. It's absolutely fact.
Yep, no doubt about it. Hey, remember, Caneswear, use our code BIG010. You will get 10% off. Go get that Inter Miami gear, man. What a performance yesterday in Leagues Cup against Toronto, man. That was just absolutely dominant, dude. The way they performed, making all kinds of mistakes and still proving that they were way better. So get some Heron stuff there at Caneswear. What do you got going on in the Athletic, my man?
Oh, listen, I've been all preseason stuff, man. Like, just we're all trying to crank out preseason content. We've got profiles. I had to do one on Florida State because they're considered the favorite to win the ACC. So we're doing team profiles on the 12 contenders, right, for the 12 playoff spots. I did a big one on Florida State. I'm doing ACC previews. I am doing everything, man. My preseason predictions come out August 15th next week. So I had to do look at the coaches' top 25 and make all of my predictions for every single one of those teams. So it is what it is, man. Just busy time of year for me, cranking out content, and hopefully I can get back out to Miami soon and watch one of these practices again. I've been so busy doing everything else, brother, that it's busy. But I got a busy schedule, man. I'm planning road trips. I'm going to be at Miami USF. I'll be at Miami, Florida. Nice. I'm going to be at FSU Memphis, I think, on the 14th, which is a kind of a big game. Memphis is going to be one of the best Group of 5 schools. Probably be at UCF in Colorado when Dion comes to town. So I'll busy time of year, brother. Just planning for all that stuff and getting ready.
You're like Sagua Fair. You're everywhere.
That's right, bro. That's correct.
Hey, how about us, bro? We're traveling Dolphins Bills in Niagara. We're going Dolphins Colts in the center of the country. We're going Dolphins Seahawks out northwest, and we're going Dolphins Rams, baby.
Nice.
How about that, huh?
Yeah, listen, man. That's what it's all about.
That's it, baby. Yeah. I used to do that all the time with QAM.
Yeah.
Anyway, follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. That's Manny_Navarro. And follow him again there at The Athletic with our Caneswear Miami Hurricanes report. And now it is time. We're going to turn it on the other side with the big cheese. But let's close it out here with Caneswear.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
We step into the world of big dreams, big moves, and big money. It's the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. After 40 years, the Big Cheese remains dedicated to serving the finest Italian dinners, pizza, pasta, subs, and salads. All of their pasta is imported from Italy and cooked fresh every day. Visit BigCheeseMiami.com. Now, let's find out who's the Big Cheese the Miami Hurricanes are working on with insider Manny Navarro.
Go to the Big Cheese. You will feel like a big cheese because the servings are family-size servings. And, of course, the prices are very affordable. So you can get your meat lovers pizza, the Big Cheese Hawaiian, the spinach pizza, the Big Cheese Delight, the Miami Slice, by the way, which has sweet baked ham, creamy ricotta cheese, and pineapple topped with cinnamon. So if you're in the cinnamon, you are right there, baby. They got all kinds of stuff, fried mozzarella sticks, Italian poppers, grandpa's buffalo mozzarella, the fried calamari basket, all kinds of stuff. They've got a kids menu, so go check it out at the Big Cheese. And this week, Manny, the Canes announced 3 Big Cheese freshmen getting some NIL deals. What's the news on that?
Yeah, well, you had a lot of freshmen come in January, right? And enrolled early. All those guys are already collecting their NIL, but you just had a new batch of freshmen, guys that were finishing school at their high schools, that enrolled in the summertime and are now in their fall classes, and they're able to start making some money. And so they announced the signings, the Canes Connection did, of Jordan Lyle, the running back from St. Thomas Aquinas, Chance Robinson, the wide receiver from St. Thomas Aquinas, and then Artavius Jones, who is probably the strongest dude on the team as a freshman, or one of the strongest dudes on the team. Artavius Jones, a D lineman from the Panhandle area, close to Florida State. So three announcements this week. Those guys all make their money now, and good for them. They're part of the Canes Connection family. Everybody on that football team is being taken care of in some way financially through Miami's NIL program, which, in my opinion, is top 5, top 10 in the country in terms of what guys are making and whatnot. So good for them. That's part of what the new world of college football looks like.
All right. So who else is Miami looking to add to the 2025 recruiting class?
Well, they've got 20 commitments right now, and they've got a top 10 class according to the 247 Sports Composito. So Mario's done a fabulous job, but we've hit that period now where you're going to have just a few more announcements in August, and then all these high school football players zero in on their seasons, right? They'll go to a couple of college games, they'll go, be guests. But the reality is the recruitment starts to slow down a little bit here in terms of visits and guys going to places because they're playing with their own high school team. So you will have some guys here in the coming weeks making announcements. One of them is Bryce Fitzgerald. He's a 4-star safety out of Miami, Columbus. Obviously, you know how Mario feels about Columbus High School. It's where he played. Every single year, Miami gets a guy out of Columbus High School. Bryce is really down to 2 schools. It's basically Florida and Miami. I know all the big 3 schools were all sort of involved, but he's supposed to announce August 17th. He's somebody that I know the Miami staff would love to get on board. The issue is they've got a ton of DBs already in this class, so they've done a really good job, I think, adding guys to this class from the defensive back position. Look at some of the ones they've got already. Jabari Antoine, the cornerback out of Louisiana, he's a top 100 recruit. You have Amari Wallace from Miami Central, who's a local safety, a guy who's a big time playmaker. Super talent. They've done a good job overall, in my opinion. Chris Ewald from Hollywood Chaminade used to be in the Michigan class. Timothy Merritt, an Alabama kid. So if they could add 1 or 2 more DBs, I think they'd be ecstatic about it, and they're in contention for Bryce Fitzgerald. So he's a big one. One other one that'll be making a decision here soon is Ben Hanks Jr. Ben Hanks' father played for the University of Florida. Yeah. Outstanding cornerback out of Booker T. Washington High School. He wants to make his announcement here before his team's first game. So both of those guys, 2 DBs to sort of watch. And then beyond that, we look ahead, since we're talking recruiting. Jamie French, the 5-star wide receiver out of Jacksonville Mandarin, big-time talent, a guy that at Miami has busted their butts trying to get become a part of this class. He's somebody to watch. He'll be announcing August 31st. And then the edge rusher, Iose Epinesa. Of course, his brother plays for the Buffalo Bills, was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, a guy who is super talented. His younger brother from Illinois, a guy that Miami's really been on. Those are 4 names to sort of watch here over the next few weeks in terms of whether or not they get added to Miami's class. But super job by Mario, as always, recruiting. Does excellent work. Has, like I said, 20 guys that are a part of this class. I told you last week on the show when we had this segment, they had a big-time defensive lineman that they were going to add. I just couldn't share his name yet. Well, they flipped him from Maryland, Dante Simpson, 6'4", 295, big boy. So a guy that Miami's done an excellent job recruiting defensive linemen. But we've talked about this on the show. Oh, you got to keep stacking, right? You got to keep adding in case, especially now because of the transfer.
It's what I do with Bitcoin. Got to keep stacking. Got to keep stacking. Keep stacking.
This kid is a big-bodied guy, was headed to the Big Ten, headed to Maryland, and really wanted a Miami offer. And Miami was just late. And the cool thing about Mario was this kid went and did a workout before the barbecue at the end of last month. And Mario told him straight up, dude, we let you down. We should have known about you sooner and offered you first. But the kid worked out in front of Mario. They offered him a scholarship, and now he's jumped into the class. And that's what you got to do. So that when kids leave through the transfer portal, it's going to happen. Guys are going to leave. They're not going to like their situation. They're not going to want to wait. You got to have somebody else in line to replace them. So kudos to Mario for getting Donta Simpson added to the class.
How do you find out about the numbers that they get paid in NIL? Is there some kind of disclosure, or it's up to them to disclose it, the age, whatever, or the team, or I don't think the school's going to tell you, but what else?
No, the school doesn't have to tell you anything. I mean, the NCAA has created a new database. Oh, and this just launched 2 weeks ago, where people can voluntarily send in their information and disclose what they want to disclose in terms of.
I can't imagine agents are telling their kids,
right?
Go tell them everything. Yes, of course.
Well,
give them our information.
This is like the infancy of the NFL, right? And the Players Association and all that kind of stuff. In the NFL, those numbers are disclosed so that there can be a market set, right? We're trying to get to that point in college sports. It just hasn't gotten there yet. And because college is different. In the NFL, you're a professional already. You have to get paid. In college, right, you have all this red tape. What are the rules? What rules am I breaking? If I announce this deal now, how does that affect my eligibility? We've even gotten to NIL in high school, right? That just happened a couple weeks ago. So all of these guys have to be okay with whatever it is that they disclose and make sure they go through the proper checks and balances so that they don't get themselves in trouble. So to me, not everything will be disclosed, though, because some of that money is probably not going through the proper channels that it needs to because, look, everybody's got their hand out. Everybody wants to get, these kids to sign with the schools that they want because they're fans of. And so not everything will get reported, but some of it is. And if you want to look at some of those numbers, you can go to the NCAA website. It'll show you some of the average. It won't show you individuals, but it'll give you by position, how much guys at the FBS level, at Power 4 schools, that kind of stuff are making.
By the way, Big Cheese is at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. So get on down there. The garlic rolls are off the chains, the greatest garlic rolls on the planet. The baked ziti, the Parmesan is just out of control. The stuffed shells. You're
getting me hungry, yo. You're getting me hungry, brother.
I'm trying to think of the stuff that I've had. Lasagna, the cheese ravioli. There's so many good things there. So go check it out at the Big Cheese. Take the family.
Yes.
And by the way, the walls are a Hall of Fame. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, really, the memories there are decades and decades. One more thing that I'm going to ask you for this segment.
Yes.
Right now it's out of left field. And let's see. NIL. Everybody thinks, obviously, it's about money. There's got to be a couple of these kids that are smarter than the average bear, as Yogi would say, and that, they're getting paid, but they want an internship somewhere. They want a job here because they're at another level. They're thinking of being a lawyer, an accountant, a doctor, an investor, whatever it is, and they want to. They're studying it at the same time, and I wonder if there's, besides, do you have a story of a kid that, he took the obvious thing of taking advantage of the NIL and taking the money, but at the same time, he said, I'm here. I can better myself in another way too and use my leverage for that. Do you have any stories like that? Because that, to me, I would be very intrigued on who's that dude, because then that dude, I think there's something special about that guy. He's thinking even bigger picture overall,
Yeah, I don't have any that come to mind right off the bat, because I'm drawing a blank. Just because
I knew it would be a complete,
I don't have any that come to mind, but I can think of examples in the past. Like as far as current guys, I don't have any stories. But
Like
I know
Ruiz had some of that stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He had a lot of those guys coming in and part of his operation and learning different aspects of this all, right? It's how to market yourself, what to do with the money, how to reinvest it into things. A lot of the high school kids that I spoke to last week at the media day event who do have NIL deals were saying how they've started their own sort of like charity type organization too, because they want to sort of give back to their school. So these kids are not just the college kids, but the high school kids are learning about charitable causes and like how
I'd be interested to find out now which is the UM player that is like, oh yeah, sure, the obvious is the money, but let me take advantage of this also, because man, you step into the University of Miami, there's a lot of resources there, dude. There's a lot of places.
Oh no, listen, everybody that gives money to the program, I mean, they come that they have that money because they're successful individuals, right? They can afford to donate back to their school because they run a firm or because they own their own business, or so every one of these kids, you go to the spring game. The spring game is a perfect sort of showcase for this. You'll see all these donors and all these people who give a ton of money to the school coming over and shaking the kid's hand and congratulating them and thanking them. And it's those are the relationships ultimately that lead to jobs once they're done with school, right?
Yeah. I see Gabby Thomas, and she's the whole freaking package, bro.
Yeah.
She is the total human being. She goes to Harvard. She's a superstar athlete. She works in the medical field on her off time at the same time because she's preparing for her next, career, all of that. She's like, and then, if she's interviewed in the media, she knows how to carry herself above and beyond. Like she's perfect in every way, shape, and form. She is a perfect athlete, human being, business person, what's it called? Student. Like it's so impressive to watch people like that, okay, yeah, sure, I'm an athlete, but man, I'm way more than that. I got other things. And you see, when you find out about Gabby Thomas, you're like, holy shit, this woman is at another level, bro.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering. So if
Cam Kitchens was like that. Cam Kitchens, he would do all kinds of things for people in his community. Just networking, thinking about the next phases in his life, what he wants to get into, what he wants to invest in. All of these guys, the good thing is they've got good people around them, right? And smart people around them that are connected through the university, and they really, I think, help them for the next phase of life, which is, what are you going to do when football's over, right? How are you going to spend your days? What are you going to do to make your life better and make others' lives better? And so I think that's the coolest thing about NIL is, you got people investing in you, and then you turn around and invest in somebody else. And it's just sort of passing it along, right? Passing along what you learn and what you experience through it all.
By the way, Miles Deep is out in Vegas, and he's asking, Elijah Lofton is doing the new kid from a long time games at Bishop Gorman, was great. Hopefully he succeeds out there. You got any news?
Well, Elijah, I mean, he was so dynamic in the spring. Mario talked about how, he could play this guy on defense at linebacker and would, and give him a few snaps on defense, put him at running back in the spring game, got him carries. He is an uber talented kid. And I look at this recruiting class that just came in the door, and somebody asked me this the other day, who do you think are the three best players in this class? And Elijah Lofton is definitely top three. I think him, Justin Scott, the defensive lineman that they got from Chicago, and then I would say JoJo Trader, the receiver out of Hollywood Chaminade. I look at those three guys and they say, well, who's a special talent, right? There's a lot of really good. I'm not saying those are the only three NFL guys, but those guys in particular, I look at and I say, they've got something extra, right? Something that makes them special, not just great. And I think Elijah has that in his game. And, I'm very interested to see ultimately where he ends up, what position, because he is so dynamic, both carrying the football, catching the ball out of the backfield, and then just making plays everywhere. And I really wonder, could this dude really play both ways, offensive line, defense, like DJ Williams, right? Like, remember DJ Williams?
Yeah.
I think he is like DJ Williams. I think he's a guy that he may play one position in college and then go to the pros and play something else. And I think he's got that kind of ability.
Fullback linebacker, DJ Williams, if I remember correctly, right? Yes.
Yeah.
And by the way, when you go visit my guys, Gary and Billy and all the great people there at the Big Cheese, they've been doing it for over 40 years. So go check them out, 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue. You're going to love it. This is the Big Cheese NIL and Recruiting Report with the one and only Manny Navarro. Manny, we will catch up next week right here on the Big Cheese NIL and Recruiting Report, my friend. Thank you and have a great weekend.
You too, brother. Look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.
You got it.
You've been listening to the Big Cheese Miami Recruiting and NIL Report with Manny Navarro. At the Big Cheese Miami, they continue to purchase the same high-quality ingredients that the most expensive Italian restaurants use. The difference is they serve large portions at a family price. Visit the Big Cheese at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue in Miami. Call 305-662-6855 or go to thebigcheesemiami.com. Go Canes!
And definitely go to the Big Cheese, man. The Big Queso is so good. That place is so good, man. We got let's go with our 3A Graphics sports calendar. The Great Alan Blanco, 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. If your company needs some custom printing and embroidery, whatever it is, man, hats, shirts, you name it, uniforms, call them. 786-618-1443. Last night, round of 32 action, Leagues Cup. Inter Miami defeats Toronto 4-3. Rojas with 2 goals, man. Amazing stuff. Even a red card for Miami. Martinez got one in the 28th minute, and they played with one man down the rest of the way, and they still won the game, which was just absolutely amazing. Moving on to the round of 16. And they will be back in action in Chase Stadium August 24th on a Saturday at 7:30. They will host Cincinnati. Pats last night defeated the Panthers 17-3 in preseason action, and the Giants over the Lions 14-3 in preseason action. Tonight, Falcons and Miami Dolphins, 7 o'clock is the kickoff, Hard Rock Stadium. That's your 3A Graphics sports calendar. Don't forget, folks, you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. Adam, thank you for the love on Venmo. Says, I got my NFL Plus app going so I can watch the Fins tonight here in Indy. Looking forward to seeing you up here for the Dolphins-Colts game in October. Thank you, sir. Looking forward to seeing you, my friend. Appreciate that. Remember, you can always make a donation, Cash App or Venmo, and you can make a Bitcoin or Ethereum donation at Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, and we appreciate it as always. And Bitcoin is right there at the 60,000 mark still, 60,312 right now. What else is riding? Ethereum's up 3%. Illuvium's up 5%. Alethea is up almost 7%. What else? Injective Protocol is up nearly 9%. Roll Bitcoin up 8%. So there's a couple for you. XRP's down 6%. So a lot of the gains it had, it's losing, unfortunately. So there you go. That's what's been going on overall. Jordi Alba was he was awesome. He's been awesome, man. He's been awesome in this stretch. Jordi has played like a star, you know. All right, let's preview a little bit here the Dolphins game. Dolphins and Falcons tonight at 7. And obviously, first of all, let's start off on the offensive line. You want to see a lot of Keon Smith. You want to see a lot of Patrick Paul. You want to find out what you've got in those guys. Ryan also is going to play some Hayes, but I haven't been as impressed with him. You need more of Keon and Paul. You know what you get in Austin Jackson, and you're fine with Kendall Lamb and Teron Armstead. But, you know, those guys you want to see. Robert Jones, by the way, has had a good training camp. And I didn't like that the coach, after kind of talking up Eichenberg so much, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. But when they asked him about Eichenberg, he talked more about the versatility instead of saying, well, we enjoyed his versatility and we appreciate it. Now we want to put him here at guard and have him stay there because we think he's our starting guard. I didn't get that. And so that tells me that even a guy like Robert Jones has some play now for right guard. So look at Robert Jones. Eichenberg plays tonight. Check out Eichenberg. Lester Connor is another guy you want to check out. Tight ends. Julian Hill has had an awesome camp. He's not thinking anymore. He is just playing. And he can block. Okay? I'm looking forward to watching him have some success tonight. And then Fortson and Connor. What do you guys have? You're the project guys. You're the guys that are trying to convert. Tanner Connor, you've been in the frat house for 3 years. What are you doing? So let's see what they got. Jalen Wright, can't wait to watch him. And I want to see if they run him between the tackles too, like they did against the Falcons. That'll be cool. Malik Washington at wide receiver. That's one guy I definitely want to watch at that, because you're not going to see Odell. Not that I need to see Odell. I don't need to see Waddle. I don't need to see Tyreek. I don't need to see Craycraft. You're not seeing Ezukama. So really, Malik and Taj Washington got injured. So really, Malik is the one receiver that you really want to check out, tonight. Benito Jones, back from the Lions after starting with the Dolphins. Chop, Kamara. You want to see these guys. I'm interested to see what Channing Tindall does. He's had his best camp. Not that he'll even make this team, but the reason I say it, it's because I respect that the kid has never given up. And maybe, just maybe, for once in his 3 years, he's with a coach in a system that is helping him. So you never know. So it's interesting to see what Tyndall does. And what about if he performs well enough that he can open up eyes and maybe you move him for a late pick? Who knows? Kohu, Duck, Maitrey, Jason Maitrey. This guy makes a play in every damn day in camp. Ethan Bonner, okay? All of these guys, these DBs, with the Cam Smith situation, it's very important to make sure that these guys are developing. So let's find out what these guys have. Elijah Campbell, I like what he's done, but he's kind of a veteran, but he might get some playing time. Quentin Bell, Grayson Murphy, Ezekiel Vandenberg, all of these guys you want to see too in this game. Neville Gallimore, Brandon Peely, Tier Tart. There's going to be a rotation of defensive linemen. So let's see what you got. They're going to move some guys around. They're not going to go exotic. They're going to keep everything pretty vanilla. They're not going to get all crazy. So they'll give their players a better advantage when you get to the regular season. But since you are vanilla, that the challenge becomes even tougher, because now you just got to beat the guy one-on-one, mano-a-mano. And you got to be the better man at it. So all of these things, man, all of these things, I'm looking forward to. As for the backup quarterback position, you know what I want? I don't want to feel like it's a disaster. I want to feel like maybe it can at least somewhat stay afloat. So that's what I'm hoping with Mike White and Skylar Thompson. Let's see if you guys can, keep this ship afloat at least. I don't expect you guys to carry the team or make some kind of a difference that all of a sudden, oh yeah, this team's going to go to the playoffs and win a Super Bowl because Skylar Thompson or Mike White have taken the next step. There's no franchise step for those guys. They don't have it. Never seen it. I don't think I ever will with either guy. Backup is what they have in them. Let's hope that they can, do enough to keep you afloat and that everybody else can do more to put you over the top. All right. Let me see what we got here on the chat board. Oh, listen, if you're putting pineapple on pizza, please go. People like it, man. I don't, but people like it. I'm not a pineapple on pizza guy, but people like that shit, dude. Will the game be on the local channel? I think so. Oh, wait a minute. How come I think I saw like NFL Plus on it or something? No, it's got no, dude. It's on CBS. It's always on CBS. Yeah, dude. Bo Camper's doing the call and all that. Yeah. It's on CBS. It's on the local channel. Yes, guaranteed. Let's see what else here. Yeah, of course. FYI to the tour, set 1 will be the new album, Ensoulment, and it's entirely set 2 will be retrospective set of the classics. Really? All right. Are you a the guy, Pat? Awesome. Last time I saw they opened up for Depeche Mode in the Violator tour. Yeah, the Violator tour. And you know who was the guitarist for the? Johnny freaking Marr. It was awesome. Awesome. Anyway, yes.
If you listen to on radio, don't forget they're now on 105.9.
Oh, okay.
They start the iHeart this year.
iFart. They're an iFart. What do we have? Greetings, Big O and Sean. Thank you out there. Skyler not working out is catastrophic. He was drafted 7th to take over Tua. Fire Greer. Big O, I was never a pineapple on pizza guy, but I tried pineapple with ham, and the salty sweet combo was actually pretty good. People like it, dude. You know, hey, bro, everybody's boat is floated differently. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You know, I don't like it, but that doesn't mean that other people aren't going to like it. You know? Dang, we never get the cool bands down here like the bro, the last, I told you that I saw it was the Violator tour, and it was I believe it was the Miami Arena. Yeah. I don't think it was the AAA. I think it was the Miami Arena when I saw it. I want to say. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And again, I love the. I'm a huge the fan. Let's see. John Padilla, thank you for the love in the super chat. Big O, can you tell my father-in-law, Mike, Patriots suck? He's finally coming to visit. Thank you, sir. Mike, your Patriots suck, and they're going to suck for a long time. But then again, you've got enough championships to last you a lifetime. So you guys shouldn't win a goddamn game again for the rest of your lives. Not just suck. You guys shouldn't win another game again. But it'll be a nice disaster for you guys for a while. I'll tell you this, Mike. I'm going to enjoy the Patriots sucking for a long time. You guys did enough ass kicking of the world. Enough. Johnny Marr's biggest influence, James Honeyman Scott. I didn't know that. Let's see. George Albanese hot and spicy over sweet for me. There's a lot of miles you'll be traveling for the Dolphins this season. Should be an adventure. Yes, sir. Ooh, isn't your concert with Def Leppard tonight? I don't have any tickets for Def Leppard. Is it tonight? I'm not going. I've seen them many times. I'm good, bro. I'm good. But whoever's going, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy yourselves. Oh, I may go see the Atlanta show. Tabernacle is a cool venue. I've been to Tabernacle. I saw Tabernacle is a former church, and I saw Simple Minds at the Tabernacle. Yes, sir. It was awesome. Yep. Well, all the things she said. Gordon says, I was never a pineapple on pizza guy, but I won't shame those who do. Now, if you get passion fruit on pizza, we're going to have words. You guys are a trip. Oh, man. All right, let's go to birthdays here. Let's go to musicians celebrating birthdays today here on the show. On August 8th, or 9th, that is, I'm sorry. August 9th, let's start off. Arian Salazar from Third Eye Blind. He's lived a semi-charmed kind of life. Baby. Born in 1972. Whitney Houston was born on this date in 1963. We lost her in 2012. Pete Thomas, drummer with Elvis Costello in The Attractions. There you go. I'm sure he's writing the book every day. He was born in 1954, by the way, if I did not mention it. Marinus Gerritsen from Golden Earring. There you go. Little Radar Love, born in 1946. Wanda Young, American singer. She was the lead singer of the Motown all-female singing group, the Marvelettes. Wait a minute, Mr. Postman. Born on this date in 43. And that is the musicians. Now let's go with other famous people celebrating birthdays today. Anna Kendrick, movie actress, is 39. We've got Bill Skarsgård, movie actor, is 34. Jessica Capshaw, TV actress, 48. Gillian Anderson, TV actress, 56. Deion Sanders is 57. Kevin McKidd, TV actor, 51. Damn it, this thing got all... Okay, here we go. I'm back on track now. Sam Elliott with the big-ass mustache. He's 80 years old. Let's see. Who else? Vivek Crazy-ass Ramaswamy. He is 39. And that is your birthdays. Sean, any wrestlers celebrating birthdays today, sir?
Yes, Silas Young is 44. D-Ray 3000 is 42. And Alexa Bliss is 33. And if I can real quick, I want to say rest in peace to Kevin Sullivan, an absolute legend. I was able to be in the ring with him, and to be able to talk to him backstage at some events, and just want to send my thoughts and prayers out to his family. I know he's going through some health issues. Sadly, we lost him this morning, so rest in peace, Kevin Sullivan.
I think I saw that on the timeline. WWE posted it and had he was born in 1954. I want to say I saw it.
Somewhere around
somewhere
there,
in his 70s, right?
Yeah, he was 74. He was 74.
Yeah. I saw it. I saw that, and I was like, okay, I didn't know much about it. Okay, sad.
He was the one that feuded with Dusty Rhodes, which was my childhood. How I got into wrestling. He was the devil himself, Kevin Sullivan, and he took on Dusty Rhodes, Blackjack Mulligan, and all those. That's what got me started into my love for pro wrestling.
That was not that I was into wrestling, but the kids that were into wrestling, Dusty Rhodes and all that other stuff, Andre the Giant and all that was the stuff of that era. all that. That was even before Thunderlips. What's it called?
Yeah, those were the territory days, what they called them. You had Florida Championship Wrestling, which did Miami Beach Convention Center, Sunrise Musical Theater. Then they went up in like Tampa and some other areas.
Gordon Soley show every week.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember all of that.
Saturday mornings.
Yeah, I wasn't a watcher, but I know the names from hearing it from, all the people talking about it. All right, let's go music history today. On August 9th in 1986, Queen gave what would be their last ever live performance when they appeared at Knebworth Park in England. The last two songs they played for the 120,000 fan in attendance were We Are the Champions and God Save the Queen. In 95, the original members of KISS played together for the first time since 1980 when Peter Criss and Ace Frehley joined the group to record their MTV Unplugged special. In 96 on this date, the Ramones split up. In 95 on this date, Grateful Dead singer Jerry Garcia died of a heart attack at the age of 53. It's pretty young. And 94 on this date, during an Oasis gig in Newcastle, upon Tyne, England, guitarist Noel Gallagher was hit in the face by a man who jumped on stage. The band refused to keep playing, angering the crowd. So when the band's bus was leaving, a mob of over 300 people attacked the vehicle. The Gallaghers are just a bunch of assholes. And that's exactly what happened today in Musica history. Oh, Frankie Fresco, happy birthday to you, sir. He sent in a super chat. He says, you missed the birthday, Frankie Fresco. Happy birthday, Frankie. I'm sorry about that, bro. Damn. Yeah, what are you going to say?
Happy birthday, Mr. AEW.
All right, so...
and if I'd have known that, I would have charged you $75 for the trip, not $79.
Yeah. So you could have gotten a little bit... You should have mentioned the birthday, bro. He would have given you at least a little break. That's it's a shame. By the way, Bitcoin dipped to 59,924. Barely missed. Let's see. Oh, Logic dropped his new album today, and it is fire. Okay, I guess I'm going to have to go get Logic. I'm always illogical, so it's time to get Logic. Get some logic in my life. That's what it's all about. Get some logic in your life there, Sean. There you go. That's right. Give Frankie a little love. He's always a good sport, even when we bust his balls. And we do plenty of that here on this show. So Frankie gets the show. Hulk Hogan looked so small when he stood next to Andre. Well, I mean, Andre the Giant was like this, What are you going to do, bro? So it's beastly what the guy is. By the way, nice job by DeSantis and the state working with Jorge Mas and the family. They're putting in, the state is putting in $8 million for road structure for Miami Freedom Park for ingress and egress to get traffic in and out of there. So there's going to be some, because you obviously, once you build that thing up, anybody that knows that neighborhood, it cannot handle the traffic in and out of there. So you're going to need to build some stuff to make it easier to get in and out of there, right? So obviously they're doing that. And I am not big on public-private partnership because you've got to know who's the private you're dealing with. Okay, if I'm dealing with the Jeffrey Loria scumbag, I'm not doing anything with you. Nothing. If I'm dealing with Stephen Ross, okay, I can work with you, dude. You're going to do all kinds of things. You saved the tennis tournament. That's a lot of jobs. You brought the F1 race. That's a lot of jobs. A lot of jobs in constructing it all, and then a lot of jobs in running those events. You run a football team. You make the stadium better. A lot of jobs. You built a new practice facility. A lot of jobs. Constructing it, this, that. You put a hotel, a hospital. A lot of jobs. Moss, they're building a stadium, a hotel. They're going to have a recreational area, a park where there's going to be for the golf stuff still, that for the kids, they're going to have soccer fields, all that kind of stuff. And you're going to create thousands of jobs in the construction of all of that, thousands of jobs running the stadium on a daily basis, working for the team, working for the hotel, working for all the other stuff that's going on that property. So I don't mind when there is public-private partnership, when the private is putting in their share of money, and in the process, they're creating jobs for the community. Now, if you're going to sit there and all you want is a handout and you're not giving in enough to the community, screw you. The Marlins didn't pay for the construction of the stadium. We did. So we created the jobs. Stephen Ross redid his stadium. He created the jobs. He built the practice facility. He created the jobs. He built the F1 track. He created the jobs. He runs the F1 race. He created the jobs. He puts in the Cirque du Soleil. He created the jobs. He's got Jazz in the Gardens. He creates the jobs. Rolling Loud. He creates the jobs. I work with people like that. If I am part of the city or the state, I don't mind working with the billionaires that are also infusing money into our economy and creating jobs for our citizens. That's how public-private partnership works. Okay? When the private puts in the money and they do their part, and when they do that, then that's the real strength of what's really going on. Look what the Viola Seafood Clan is doing. They're building that practice facility. They brought jobs. They built the Champion, brought more jobs. I mean, you got to do your part. And so I'm not big on the handouts when you don't do anything. You just want the handout. John Henry, Loria, or if this Bruce Sherman clown ever wanted a handout, screw you. You're not willing to do anything. I know Mickey Harrison's got a bunch of boats and all kinds of stuff. He's totally committed to our town. I know the Moss family's totally committed to our town. I know Stephen Ross is totally committed to our town. What have you done, Bruce Sherman? The fuck have you committed? See what I'm saying? So this is good. This is good. I didn't have a problem with it. Some guy sent me a DM. Oh, there's not Moskin, and I'm like, yo, dude, he built the stadium in Fort Lauderdale all by his own. Created jobs, construction jobs that built the practice facility, the stadium, and the what's that called? Where the kids the academy. That academy is badass. How many construction jobs did you do? And then you built a field for the high school football team. So you maintain what the community had there. Okay? And then you're running the team there. More jobs. I need public-private partnership. I need it to work. I need you to be risking money too. You can make your profit, but in the process, you're creating jobs. You're making our community better. So congratulations to DeSantis and to the Moss family, and hopefully, I can't wait to see Miami Freedom Park done. Yes, sir.
No, I was going to say also with that stadium is you might ultimately see the high school state championships there playing where they're playing now.
Right.
That could become the stadium for that because that's built perfectly for bringing like the high school game to that and putting it out there. Once Inter Miami moves, I'm saying,
right.
I think ultimately you could probably see that because right now they're playing, I think, at like whatever Camping World or whatever that thing is now, and it just looks silly because it's like the lower bowls, like people are sitting everywhere, and it just doesn't look good for TV. Yeah. Not that high school football is not what it is like everywhere else. We have the great athletes, but they don't get the attendance like you do everywhere else because of everything else going on. But you could ultimately turn that.
And you've already enlarged it too in the process because of Messi.
Yeah.
And they'll probably sneak in a few more seats next year because they're stuck.
There's going to be so much, you're able to do with that.
And they're stuck there one more year with him because they can't move to the new stadium. So that stadium location is going to be a nightmare regardless of whatever they build there. Miami's not a concrete jungle. Yeah, I know that. But, hey, man, we got to take what we can get. You know? So, you know what needs to happen? You need to use public transportation. The Metro Rail is going to be right there, too. That would be the real way to go to that, actually. So you can get in and out. Marlins owner got the house but can't afford the furniture. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, you bought a Porsche 911, but you're still going to Jiffy Lube. Yeah. Can they do that? No, right? They can't handle a Porsche and Jiffy Lube. No, they can't. Don't you have to take out like the freaking engine and shit to tune that shit or to change the oil or something or do crazy ass shit like that?
They're not going to do what the factory or what the dealership would do. No, but I mean, they would probably change the oil. They probably do it correctly.
Those Germans have to do all kinds of funky shit in order to do everything. Change the oil. They probably got to take out the entire transmission. You must do it right. So I don't know.
You got to take out the back seat, the bumper.
Everything. Yeah, definitely. For sure. Take out the gas tank to make sure no gas gets mixed up or anything. Yeah, no, it's oil change. Yes, only $4,000. Let's see. Terry Funk versus Sabu barbed wire match. There we go. My cousin worked on the Hard Rock renovations. There you go. Made some money. Good for him. Big O, you mentioned the dollar in 1911 being 7 today. Correction, it's actually 70. I know it was just a verbal mistake on your part. However, I want people to know how bad. Yeah, but George, it's like that guy. He lives in fantasy land believing the bullshit that they're selling you now. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, dude. You know, it's like, come on, bro. They're all lying to you. Every one of them. Doesn't matter if they're red or blue. Doesn't matter if they're a donkey or an elephant. Like, you think for yourselves, bro. I mean, you know, it's like, and every side says something stupid, and they just, my God, it's ridiculous what's gone on with inflation. Big Earl here all the way in Cat Island. Can't wait until Dolphins kick off in the regular season. I'm with you, Big Earl. Cannot wait, my friend. I'm looking forward to it. All right, we are out of here. We hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Don't forget, man, our friends out here at Acura Pembroke Pines, like I told you at the beginning of the show, the ZDX right now, they've got 0.9% financing up to 72 months. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And they've got some great deals going on right now. So come on out here. They've got the 2024 Integra for $319 a month. The ZDX, you can get a loyalty use for $469, $499 for all approval leases. $479 for the MDX. Come on out here, take a test drive, folks. They're the number one volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. And why? Because nobody works harder than Larry Schlossberg and the boys out here. And if you own or lease an Acura, Mike Chan and Jordan Ferber will take care of you. Come on out here to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. The lot is overflowing with cars. So the beauty is, it's what I told my daughter. You know, she went to the Tesla and had a horrible experience because they didn't have a selection. They give you one car to pick from, the car they gave you, and that's it. Here, you get all kinds of selections. So you can pick the car you want, the color you want, the model you want, the style you want, and the service that you deserve. You're not going to get it at a Tesla dealership, but you'll definitely get it here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. All right. All right, we are out of here. We will see you all on Monday morning at 10 a.m. Same time, same place, same bat channel.
O Show.